And, of course, the big grand final on the weekend. But the other big story that we've been looking at with the ACL is the Hawthorn football story about the problem of coercion. That's been a massive news story, hasn't it?
Well, it absolutely has. Here's the thing with that, Matt. I mean, obviously it's spoiled the run into the grand final. Everything's polished and beautiful. But, stories emerge, and if they're true, it shows incredible, underbelly of the football culture that, and the concern really for ACL is a couple of fronts, that you have Indigenous players being, their families being separated, allegations that their babies are threatened to be aborted, told that they shouldn't have these babies, they'll distract from their career. And it's interesting, we're hearing this in the Victorian AFL context. These allegations are yet to be proven, but we've seen similar stories coming from the NRL where, we've had one young woman saying that, she had no option rather than get rid of her baby. The pressure from the football player who was the father of the baby was relentless. And a lot of this narrative that, look, this baby will ruin your career. So this type of coercion coming from, the top levels of clubs, if true, is extremely concerning. And, football's great, but it is entertainment for the masses, Matt. And if it is true, these allegations are true, it's somewhat of a murderous cult. And this is very concerning.
Well, it is heartbreaking. And, I've interviewed a number of, Christian footballers and, football chaplains over the years. And, they have been saying that, it is quite shocking, from a Christian worldview to see what goes on behind the scenes in football clubs. And, some of it gets into the media, but a lot of it doesn't. This is really heartbreaking. When you look at abortion in Australia, there's around about 240 abortions per day. And yes, it does raise the question, how many of those abortions are the result of coercion, pressure from partners, family, workplaces, other social factors, It's a big discussion that we need to have, isn't it?
Well, it absolutely is, Matt. And it's, effectively you've got, I suppose the father's employer effectively, saying, get rid of this baby, it's going to affect you in the workplace. So, yeah, coercion's huge. And we know, Matt, that, when women hear that their pregnancy is supported, that the baby will be supported, that changes everything. And men have a big role to play here. Men who are the fathers, men who are in positions of power, particularly in football and rugby clubs, have a lot to learn. So I'm, looking forward to this inquiry, getting to the truth of some of these issues. Obviously, there's a presumption of innocence in relation to these coaches, but we've got to find out the truth. It's very, very important.
Certainly one to watch, and appreciate the ACL speaking up on that topic, speaking up for the unborn, speaking up for those who can't speak. It's a powerful thing you guys do. Now, another...
Matt, just before we leave the abortion front, we've got, this is a Victorian story. The March for the Babies in Victoria is coming up October 8th.
Yes.
Something I've been involved with for over a decade. It's back on now. It was adjourned for a couple of years because of COVID. Victoria has incredibly liberal abortion laws allowing abortion up to birth. So, people turned out in great droves for the grand final. They always turn out in great droves for March for the Babies in Victoria, along Collins Street and Burke Street. So, that's going to be a great event.
Okay, so if people want to join in, it's at the Treasury Gardens at 1 p.m. For the March for the Babies on Saturday, October 8th. And you walk into Parliament House, and it's a family-friendly event, so people can join in. It's so important that Christians, vote with their feet on these topics. That we get out there and we rally. It's important, isn't it, that we show the world what we stand up for.
Thanks for the plug, Matt. You're absolutely right.
I've been involved in the March for Life in Brisbane a number of times, and there's something special about it, and you see all these people holding up banners of beautiful little babies, and it's
Yes.
just such an important thing. So March for Babies this Saturday, October 8th, and I'm sure there'll be a good turnout there. I remember seeing, I think it was Bernie Finn. He's often at that one in Victoria, isn't he? There.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And we do say to people, hey, if you're involved in one piece of political activism for the year, get the family, put them in the car, get the child in the pram, and go to this one, because these numbers speak to the politicians and to the media who are always there.
Absolutely. And just on another note, there's a new pro-life movie being released. I just got a press release about it last week. It's out in cinemas soon. I'm pretty sure the name is Life Mark, from the guys that made, Courageous and War Room. The Sherwood Pictures guys.
Yes, certainly.
Very good pro-life movie coming out. So, head along to the movies and see that one when it comes out as well. So.